Alright, and what is up, everybody? Quancredible here to bring you the review for Black Clover Chapter 251. And right before I get into it, I want to talk about the color page really fast because I seen the color page like a couple of days ago, like most people, and just seen like it was Charming and a wolf, but I did not notice there's Asta in the background cutting down a tree until somebody told me. And I think that looks really funny, and I just wanted to say that. But anyway, into the chapter. So in the very beginning, we get like the fact that Gaja has completely smited a dark disciple, and one of the spirit guardians is mentioning that Gaja is on a entirely other level. And I guess this is kind of what a lot of us were thinking, like that Gaja must be way stronger than all the other spirit guardians, just because they all kind of got dealt with like relatively easily when you think about it. Like the fact that like all the spirit guardians like seemingly got no diffed by the 50% dark disciples was kind of just like wow. Like we were all really pumped up for him. Even I've said this a bunch of times. It was like wow, I was really pumped up for to see the spirit guardians in action, and like they just all get no diffed. So it was cool to see that Gaja is actually just like more or less. Well, I'm assuming he would be the leader and just the strongest one. He also notes this small thing. It could mean a lot of different things, but I just wanted to talk about it. He also notes that he is the fastest, so he came running. So the only thing that I could think of what the statement means is like where everyone was, like assuming everyone started where Laura Petchka's like where her waterfall screens are. He went to the farthest spot, so that would lead me to believe that he is faster than like Leo, Luck, Noel, Mimosa. I mean, I doubt Lord Petchka would left, but at least like out of the Clover Kingdom people, it's reasonable to assume he's much faster than all of them based off of this statement. I mean, you could argue that I'm looking too much into it, which I mean could be fair, but why would he say this if he wasn't talking about them? Or you could argue that he's talking about the Spirit Guardians, but that really would make any sense since they were already there and he was the one who left, so like that kind of doesn't make any sense. But how I interpret it is that he is still at least somewhat significantly faster than the rest of them. I just thought it was cool. Doesn't really add anything, but moving on. Another big thing that I was always curious about finally got addressed in this chapter as well, because we been knew that Laura Petchka's Mana Zone encompasses the entire Heart Kingdom. So one of the things I always thought about was like, why didn't she just remotely deal with all these people? If she is as strong as the story has kind of made us believe she is, I feel like she should have been able to deal with them from where she's standing. But she says herself that her water couldn't reach the areas that they were in, so I guess like they were probably a mixture of too strong and too far away for her to really be of significant use that far away in a fight, which is fair. That's fair. And then in addition to the spade having their like body themed magic, which is still super weird to me, just there I say this, I feel like every time we see a new spade magic, it's just this guy has tongue magic and it's just so creepy. Like it's so weird. I every week I think that the spade magic can't get any worse, because it's like first we see Xenon with his bones, and I don't like bones, and we see Dante with the flesh chest thingy, that was gross, and the skin and the eyeballs. I mean the hair wasn't that bad, and I don't really have a problem with the nail dude, but the tongue, I'm not a fan. Anyway, this guy like busts in, he gets like immediately shot, no diffed by Mimosa, and Mimosa's flower cannon with help of Laurel's mana. So when I seen this spoiler, I definitely tweeted about like, oh yeah, Mimosa stepping in, and Noelle didn't do anything, which was funny. But she was aided by Laura Petchka in all seriousness, so it's not like, you know, she did it on her own. But, you know, still impressive nonetheless that she had an attack that was able to be amped enough to do that. I mean, I could still push the Mimosa agenda and say that, oh, well, they didn't use Noelle Sea Dragon's Roar, so I mean, you know, but that's just me trying to start something, so it's fine. And then finally we get Vanica finally making her appearance in front of Laura Petchka and Noelle. And then Noelle immediately realizes, okay, this is my mom's enemy, you know, it's about to get real. And it's funny because Laurel is really obsessed about Laurel, and like Noelle and her mom look really, really similar. Like they look actually really similar. They could be sisters. But she doesn't seem to have any type of reaction to Noelle at all. Like none. And I wonder like if over the course of this fight, especially at the end of the chapter when Noelle puts on her Valkyrie dress, if like the connection will hit Vanica, but she's really focused on Laurel for whatever reason. But anyway, she basically is just talking about, you know, her whole strategy was just to fight Laurel, and to make Laurel actually take her more seriously or fight more seriously was to just basically have her people just attack her kingdom, which I mean, you know, it's pretty It's a good strategy if you ask me, if you're trying to get Laurel to fight you seriously. But in the midst of her saying this, like, one of the Dark Disciples gets up and he starts like saying weird stuff like, "Oh, Lady Vonica, that feels good," or whatever, and then she just like crushes him. Like, I'm pretty sure this right here, like, this is supposed to be blood. Like, I'm pretty sure that is blood from when she just like crushed him. And he just gets back up. And apparently Vonica's curse or Majecula's curse or whatever curse she put on him and the other Dark Disciples means that if they die, they can just keep getting back up. Now, what I would assume is if you would be Arcane stage, I'm assuming you'd still be able to kill them. I mean, I don't. It's not entirely baseless since their magic can affect devils, but I'm assuming that like Arcane sages would be able to permanently put them down, if not like kill them outright. And we pretty much know that the Heart Kingdom doesn't have any arcane sages, or I would assume that they don't, just because like when they were talking about it, they kind of like when they first brought it up, it kind of seemed like they made up the like that tier on the spot. And then we can pretty much assume that none of the Clover Kingdom mages are arcane, just because like a lot of them have kind of already had their stage revealed to us. Like we already know Mimosa's probably like 3 or 2, depending on how, or 1 even, depending on how much stronger she got during the time skip. We already know Noelle was like 1 pre-time skip, so she's probably 0 now with assuming, well, yeah, we know that Luck and Leo are stage 1. And yeah, I think that's everybody. I mean, Nero's still floating around here, I'm assuming, somewhere. Who knows where she is? She might pop out at a like really impactful moment, but we know that none of them are arcane. So it makes sense that they were not able to put them down entirely. So that's just my thought on it. Let me know if you guys think if arcane stages would be able to finish these guys regardless of Vonica's curse. I'm curious what other people think about that. But then we get like the scene of like all of the Dark Disciples reviving or coming back to life. And they're all saying stuff like, oh, because of Lady Vonica, and like in regards to her, and basically like worshiping her as they get up. And this one panel right here is probably the most interesting to me in the entire chapter, just because she's like, they're all just spouting random nonsense, and she looks really irritated. So it's like, I wonder like what is that alluding to in her character, because she's definitely talking about her own disciples, but then she turns like really happy when she's talking about Laurel. So it's like, does she hate all the praise that she's getting, or does she dislike people worshiping her, or like what does that mean for her character, I guess, is really what I want to know, because it was just a really odd look into her character. Definitely like placed for a reason, but we just don't know why yet. So round 2 for all of them is basically about to start, and yeah, definitely not looking good for some of them. I mean, I definitely think Charmy and Leo should be fine, and Gaja too, obviously, just because they're like way because Gaja's way stronger than the Nail dude, just because he got no diff. Charmy's way stronger than the hair chick, so she should be fine. The eye guy, Leo's close to him, so that's whatever. Luck might be in some trouble. He might need some backup, just because I don't think Luck could do that again, like immediately. Like I don't really think he could just do that True Lightning thing again. So Luck may need some help, but the other guy should be fine. So basically, we finally get the Noelle, Mimosa, Laurel Petra combo that we've all been waiting for since the Heart Kingdom stuff even started. So this was kind of funny to me too. The fact that Laurel got changed like really fast. Like she was like in her jammies in one panel, and then it shows like Undyne taking off her glasses and just bam, fully dressed. And I want to say that happened before. Like I want to say when she first got changed, it was like instant. I'm just like, wow, that was really quick. But on to what I think is going to come next. Definitely next chapter we're going to get like, I hope we get the fight. I really hope Tabata doesn't do that thing where like a lot of mangakas will like switch to an entirely other thing. Like we've been on this whole ride for the Heart Kingdom the past like 4 or 5 chapters. For this is the payoff of the small Heart Kingdom stuff that we've been waiting for. So next chapter, I really do hope and believe that this is where we're going to be next. As for how it's going to go, I'm not for sure, because obviously Laurel's curse is having some effect on her, or should be having some effect on her, since she's going to die from it. So I'm assuming she's probably a bit weaker than she would normally be. I mean, that's a base. It's not. I mean, that's kind of headcanon a little bit, but I think it's reasonable to assume she'd be a bit weaker. I mean, not really too for sure how much help Mimosa is going to be in this fight. I mean, the healing is definitely a lot of help, but Vonica seems to be really strong, since her in base can like destroy Dark Disciples 50%. So I mean, ooh, one thing that I wanted to talk about that I forgot to bring up earlier, is I kind of glossed over it, is after when Laurel saw that everybody had won, she said that the Clover Kingdom mages all beat people that were stronger than them. So it's more like it definitely shows that our main group or main cast has that typical like shonen protagonist, or not protagonist, but like shonen trope where like the main cast will continually beat people that are stronger than them. 'Cause I know me and a lot of other people were upset, or not upset, but just kind of like, wow, that really happened, when like all these stage ones were beating stage zeros with devil amps, and it was just like, but you guys just said that the stages mean something. So I mean, I guess that's my fault for putting a lot of stock in it, but I don't know. So yeah, so definitely my hopes for the next chapter would definitely be the whole fight between those three, and I really do want to see what magic type she has, because people are speculating she has some type of like cell magic or something relating to life with her curses, or even blood magic. I mean, because I mean, granted the Witch Queen already has blood magic, but it's not like more than one person can't have the same kind of magic. You know, we have like a million fire users, a million lightning users, a couple wind users, so it's like multiple people can have the exact same thing. So you know, she could have blood magic. Just because, like, it seems, we don't know for sure, but it seems like Dante has some kind of flesh thing, and Xenon has bones. And since the Spade has his whole body magic, it would just be reasonable to assume that she has something really important. I mean, you could even throw us all a loop and she could have, like, muscle magic or something, which would be kind of hype if the girl was the one that had, like, muscle magic. Because usually when you think of, like, burly, strong people, you think of, like, a big dude. But, like, if she had the muscle magic, that would be dope, because it would go with Xenon's bone magic. Like, they would both be kind of like pairing each other. So I mean, I think that would be cool. Let me know down below what you guys think Vonika's magic is. Definitely curious to see like where everybody's thoughts kind of are, like what the consensus is. I'll tell you that I don't really have much else to say about the chapter. I thought it was really good. I mean, we got like a little bit of action set up for next chapter. This chapter was good. It's like 8.5, 8 out of 10. I liked it. So like I said, let me know how you guys feel about the chapter. Like and sub if you guys enjoyed, of course, as always, so I can keep bringing you guys great content. Helps me out a ton. Yeah, and I'll just catch you guys next time.